Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer. Don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on. The battlefield's in the mind. The prize is the soul.
Yo, we live. We live. Yo, yo. Yup. We live.
Coming in clear.
Yeah, let us know we coming in clear, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna get into these topics real quick. Gotta get into these topics real quick. Jamie said you Diddy a nasty
These
mother.
topics.
Make sure y'all come in and hit that like button, man. Yeah. What up, y'all? Shout out to y'all coming in here in the chat. We're about to get into these topics real quick. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Share this live stream if you can. Let people know we live. Yeah.
We appreciate it.
All right, man. We're going to get into it, man. We ain't waiting. We're going to go ahead and get into it, man. So let's go ahead and get into Trump pardon. Asked about would he pardon Diddy, being his friend back in the day when Trump had that reality show. And they asked him, said Diddy was his friend on there. But so, people was wondering if Diddy get convicted, will Trump pardon him? So let's go ahead and get into that real quick. Let me pull that up. Please let me know if y'all can hear the audio on this, because sometimes the audio be going out. According to, Google browser and StreamYard be acting nuts. So let me know if y'all can hear it when I play it. So let's go ahead and play this drum real quick. All right.
They're wasting a lot of money if they're going to continue with that nonsense.
And this one's a little bit more of a page 6 question, but back when you hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So, I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
All right, so yeah, that makes all right. Well, he answered that to the best of his ability. He said he would have to look into it. He ain't been following the Diddy trial, so he don't know if he would pardon him or not. That's something he would have to look into, which of course he would have to look into it. But yeah, Diddy did say some things about Trump when Trump was running, because that was the popular thing to do at the time when he became a political figure. It was Democrats versus the Republicans. That's how it went. So whoever was on the Democratic side, even though they was friends with him for years, everybody took a stance on that Democrat Republican thing, and everybody had to switch their script up, and he had to start taking shots at Trump, even though they was his friends. Hey, they all played politics game. That's how it works. Bro, having technical difficulties, y'all, so bear with us. On his end, having technical difficulties. But Trump said he would have to look into pardoning Diddy. He that's nothing like a for sure thing. You know what I'm saying? So if it ain't beneficial to Trump, he ain't pardoning. If it ain't no beneficial to him, we know how that go. He a businessman first. But Diddy was saying some things about that, man. We're gonna switch over to 50 Cent actually responding to reacting to Trump pardoning Diddy whole scenario. And you know this nigga don't care. So he posted a video of Puff talking about Donald Trump during the time Trump was running. So 50 said, "See, Trump don't like this ish, buddy. You running your mouths too much." Let's play it and see what he's saying. Let me know if y'all can hear it too.
Gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. You know, this man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up. If Trump gets elected,
Let me know if
I
you can hear
really
it.
do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. You know, this man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up.
So that was Puff's stance on Trump when Trump started running. So look at 50 Cent being messy. He didn't tag Donald Trump in there and everything. Like, don't pardon this nigga. He was just talking about you. That ain't gonna make Trump feel no type of way of Diddy saying that. He just said that. He said he ain't gonna feel no way. You know, how people feel about him doesn't really bother him. So there we go right there. You know, of course that was the script at the time. Like, you know, everybody was being, you know, picking sides when Trump ran, even though these people stayed in his hotels, was friends with him for years, and you know what I mean, ate off the same plate and everything. But when that script was told for these Democrat celebrities to switch up the script, they had to go along with it. That's why you seen Snoop right back up over there when Trump ran for the second time and it was being you know, was elected. He was over there at the you know, over there at the crypto ball. But before that, the first term Trump ran for, it was F Donald Trump. Remember? Snoop was saying all that. So that's just show you how fake it all is. It's fake.
It's whoever
all
got the
fake.
biggest paycheck for them.
Right. Yeah, it's fake, y'all.
The celebrities ain't really left wing or right wing. Whoever gives them the biggest check.
Yeah, they paid. They endorsed. Yeah, they paid. You know, to endorse whatever party, you know, pays them the most, pays them the bigger check.
Yeah, if somebody from the Democratic Party give them a big check, they're gonna be Democrats. If somebody from the Republican Party give them a big check, then they're gonna be Republicans.
Yeah, because
how it works.
I think Snoop said he said 5 or 8, 5 million or something like that for the 30 minutes or something like that. And then, you know, he would have invested in the crypto thing and, you know, partner up with people on this crypto thing and all that. So, and if that was on the Democrat side, he would have slid over there. If the opportunity was bigger on the Democrat side, he would have slid over there anyway. You know, that's funny that he a Crip, but he slid over there on the red side. That's how he show you how all that stuff just don't even matter. That stuff don't even be mattering, y'all. But of course, 50 Cent going troll. Right. That's just to get the people to go along with it, right? All right, so he posted another video playing another clip. Let me see what he said.
White men like Trump need to be banished. White men like Trump need to be banished.
All right, so they played another video. Well, can't ask him to help you then, buddy. LOL. Well, 50 Cent, you gotta realize, you know what's going on. 50 Cent, he just be trolling Diddy.
You know what's funny about what Diddy just said?
What?
People can say black men like Diddy need to be banished.
That's what they gonna say. That's what's saying.
You know
That.
what I'm
That's
saying? Niggas saying white men like Trump need to be banished. Black men like Diddy need to be banished.
Yeah, that's
hell.
See how them tables turned though. He was saying all that, but now the black side and white side saying banish Diddy based off the trial. You know what I mean? So that's sometimes, man, you just can't be a hypocrite out here. I mean, you just can't be a hypocrite.
White men like Trump need to be banished. Black men like Diddy need to be banished. So what's supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Niggas can say the same thing about him.
Fact.
Do we need any more abusive black men around abusing women and all this type of stuff, beating them up, like we ain't got no evidence of all the other stuff they claim he did, but we
Yeah, we
did
don't
see
see
him whoop
nothing yet.
Cassie's ass. Yeah, we did see him whoop Cassie's ass on camera. So
So
I
that just
guess you
give
could
you an
say the same
insight
thing
on
about
that.
him.
Right, yeah, right, yeah. Just for based off of him doing that, you could say
Mhm.
niggas like Diddy need to
And
ban
all the
ban.
other arrogant stuff he did over the years, how he treated
Yeah,
people.
right. There you go. There you go.
Based off
I
his
guess
character, we could banish black men like him based off his character.
based
I guess he was saying the same thing about Trump. He was saying banish white men. You know what I mean? With Trump's character, they need to be banished.
mhm.
That's basically what he's saying. But like you said, it's a mirror, it's a reflection. You can
What's
say
your
the same
thoughts on
thing about him, man.
these testimonies that been coming out about Diddy so far? These testimonies that are these witnesses that been testifying on the stand.
They colorful. They very colorful.
He said
They real colorful,
colorful.
but it ain't no evidence. Like none of that is like evidence saying that he was trafficking or anything like that. So
Yeah,
everything they trying to get him on, I don't even see how that's even related to these stories that these witnesses are telling.
yeah.
It's like they don't even go together. And that
All right.
just and I'm not taking anybody's side. That's just factual. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as him being abusive and being a bad boss, none of that is illegal. I mean, the abusive part, beating them up and all that, but the situation, it seemed like she was fighting back.
But
So it
but
looked like they
even
were fighting each other.
but
And
even if
sometimes she would start stuff. I mean, you never know.
but even if
That's just a
that was
toxic
the
relationship.
case, but my thing is even if that was the case, he still ain't getting charged with that though. So the thing is, a lot of people like to mix the emotions up in it. So I'm trying to take the emotions part out of it, and just look at the facts here. What he's
Yeah.
being convicted of and what's being what people are testifying against him, it's not going to get him convicted. So they still have to have evidence to prove RICO, sex trafficking, and what was the other charge? Mainly RICO, because that's what they want. They want that RICO charge. One man RICO, bro. Never seen it before. One man RICO. But
Yeah, you
yeah.
did. You seen it before.
Well, I
R.
mean,
Kelly.
besides R. Kelly, my bad. Besides R. Kelly and Diddy, they're the first in history ever in the court of law to be charged one man RICO. Ever. It's never been done before. So what we seeing here is crazy, bro. It's like they moving the goalposts as they going along. But yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't see the defense. What they have so far. I don't think it's strong enough to convict this dude, bro. I don't know. They're gonna have to come with some more evidence. And they still got what, 6 more weeks? 6 more weeks of this trial? You said they're gonna get him on abuse, Todd Church. If they do that, bro, shoo. If they do that, then
Yeah, but that's not the
but
same
that's
charges. That's
yeah,
not as serious as the other charges, though.
yeah. If he could probably get that, he probably can appeal, get that overturned if he, was convicted off of that, off abuse. But they ain't even none of the things he's being charged for though. They got to get him on RICO and sex trafficking. That's it. Him being charged with abuse, that would have to be something that took place. Like there would have to be police reports on abuse, on that abuse when it took place. Unless evidence shows, he abused women within the time frame of the statute of limitations. If the statute of limitations ran out on that abuse, because it's different for different states anyway. But in California, it's 6 years. You got 6 years to report abuse, or it's statute of limitations run out. So He's not gonna get convicted off that tape. The tape is not gonna get him convicted. And like we said, sex trafficking is what they're gonna have to get him on, or RICO. Yeah, this trial's crazy, bro.
How
But
they gonna get him on trafficking?
yeah, they're gonna have to prove
I
that. They're
haven't
gonna have
heard
to prove it.
anything.
Me neither. They're gonna have
I
I guess if they say he,
a little bit.
if he you know, transported prostitutes across state lines and stuff like that. We haven't heard that yet, but him actually transporting prostitute. I think he flown in some people. To, various locations, Miami and New York and all that type of stuff. When he was doing all that, California, he was flying in people. But and they consider that, if they considering that sex trafficking, then Diddy shouldn't be the only one sitting in that prosecution seat. He shouldn't be the only one prosecuted. That's the name of the thing in the industry. Not just the industry though, but that and flying women out and all that, that's always been a thing, right? And having sex and paying them for sex and all that, haven't that always been a thing? I don't know, bro. Yo, please hit that like button if y'all just coming up in here. Definitely appreciate it. This video is sponsored by 90dayherbals.com. We definitely got to get into this Jamie Foxx video, but bro said he having internet difficulties. So you'll see him popping in and out. No Diddy. Yeah, he having difficult internet difficulties in his area. So, but we're gonna get into this quick commercial joint and be right back. Gotta get into the Jamie Foxx, man. Jamie Foxx, funny nigga, boy. But yes, please smash that like button if you're just coming in here. And quick
shop now at nightandayherbals.com and enjoy 35% off all our herbal CBD products. Automatically applied at checkout.
Yeah, that's right. This video is sponsored by 90dayherbals.com, where you can get natural CBD products, hair care, skincare products, detoxes, and everything. 35% off. Automatically comes off your purchase during checkout. Make sure y'all head over to 90dayherbals.com and shop with us. That's 90dayherbals.com. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description of this video and pinned to the top. All right, man. Mr. Jamie Foxx here. Jamie. Hold on, y'all. I need to get a sip of water real quick. All right, y'all. Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx roasts Diddy over trial. Details he's a nasty mother effer. So, all right, so they did post a video clip of Jamie Foxx doing this little little comedy bit or whatever. So Jamie Foxx has been keeping his distance from Diddy, but he threw the door wide open with icy shade and razor sharp words, leaving no doubt where he stands. Taking the mic at a comedy store special, Jamie straight up branded the embattled rapper entangled the federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial in NYC as a nasty mother effer. So let's go ahead and get into it. Got the video clip. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Smash that like button. Let's continue.
Nice.
And Diddy crazy, huh? I don't know if he's going to jail, but he's a nasty. Am I right? Especially for occupants. Like white people, yeah, it's cool, but black people like, that was our hero. All that goddamn baby oil, boy. And then the urine. You know what I'm talking about, the urine. Oh, that's right, it's the urine. My bad, I'm sorry. Why are you so nasty, Diddy? He's not nasty. Take that, take that, take that. That makes you listen to that differently now. Take that, take. What are we taking? Because I don't want any of that.
Can I ask a question?
No, for the black people in here, you know how that hurts us. Because Diddy was, it's all about the Benjamin, you know what I'm saying? That was our whole culture. Now it's all about the baby oil.
At one point, the
Well, that was Jamie Foxx response. I mean, he a comedian, man. You can't really take that. You know, he's a comedian. That's what he do. He takes situations like that, and turn into a comedy bit. But Jamie, you throwing them Diddy party, brother.
He was at the freak off. Yeah,
You
Jamie was at
the party. You was at the party, brother. You was throwing them, just put them Jones together for the ball. You know that. You know that, Diddy. You know you was putting that work in for Diddy at the parties, right? Let's not forget.
Yeah, because that's how Jamie came up on the party scene. Because Diddy wasn't. Yup, they were each other's mentor on the party scene. They learned from each other.
Learn from each other, right? Hey, here we go. Here we go.
I would hang out and watch him throw parties.
You know,
One point, I went to Philly. He threw a party, and he said, "Yo, Playboy, this party costs $1.5 million." I'm like, "You are out of your mind." And I said, "Puff, I'll throw you a party for $400. That will rival this party." And he got pissed at me. He said, "Yo, don't play with me on your ass, on Diddy." You know what I'm saying? I said, "No, I'm not. I respect you. But in LA, I'm known for throwing like these cool little parties." So he came to LA to my modest little home. Well, he called like Saturday morning. "Yo, Playboy, I'm in town. Make it happen." I said, "Cool." So I went into my little phone, called about 200 of the coolest people. They all came to my house. Puff showed up with, SUVs, FBI. Puff was always sort of dangerous. So he gets out and he comes in my house and he said, "Oh, that's the girl on that show and that's the guy on that show." And I said, "Yeah, we're all friends. We all hang out." He said, "Oh man, this is great." And I said, "Yeah, but Puff, look over there on the dinner table. I got Kentucky Fried Chicken. I put it in a nice plate. I said, I got Coca-Cola. I put it in a pitcher. We're at $208 and we are killing it right now." I would hang out and watch him.
Jamie, you don't make Puffy get out and finish the job. Don't piss that man off. Don't make him get out here. Don't make him when he get out of jail finish the job, bro. Don't make him finish the job. That's a joke. That's just a jokey joke. You know what I mean?
Finish the job. Wow. Jamie said Diddy ain't had nothing to do with him being in the hospital. You think he said that because he had to?
All right. Puff gonna finish the job. I mean, I'll be sure I ain't talking like the talk. He gonna finish the job. He gonna come out here and finish the job. He gonna get y'all, man.
You think, they might not let him out though.
Yeah, they might not let him out.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, a lot of this trial was BS. It ain't nothing pointing towards the serious crimes that they said he committed. Like, it's just all freak talk.
Hold on, y'all.
Just being a bad boss.
Bro, you got it. Keep on. I was just on mute real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, so that's basically what it is. Yeah, but I don't know how we can really connect Jamie and Diddy as far as Diddy putting a hit out on Jamie, like some people was so-called saying. I don't know about that. Sometimes shit get too stories get blown out of proportion just so people get views and all that. So you still gotta be mindful of all that. For real, because there's a lot of that going around. But as far as this trial, bro, I don't see nothing. I ain't see nothing so far like that points that he's actually out there trafficking like how some other organizations do.
Facts.
Like, when some organizations traffic, they really be trafficking like kids and all types of stuff. So we ain't seeing none of that coming out in this trial yet. So what they really gonna hold them on? And what RICO? Like what is? Yeah, it ain't making sense. It ain't adding up.
Yeah, it's not adding up at all.
Yeah, he sounds like an abusive scumbag. He get violent sometimes. I don't really see nothing else.
Freaky dude. He freaky deaky, you know what I'm saying? He like freaky stuff, and there ain't no crime against being freaky.
That's
what it is.
Exactly.
I mean, he can't get charged for being a freak.
And people ain't seeing that. It's like people ain't paying attention.
Freak
People
on
want to
parties
see
ain't gonna get him
people
convicted.
want to see him. Yeah, people want to see him in jail so bad. And it's just the general public is like that. Want to see him in jail. But you listen to the trial, if you following it, you realize it ain't really nothing there to convict him on anything serious.
Not yet. I mean, we
Yeah.
still got 6 more weeks to go, so we seeing, we watching, y'all. We seeing.
Yeah, but I felt like they would bring the juiciest stuff out.
Yeah, they bring first, right?
You know what I'm
They
saying?
would.
They just
No, they
out
will
the
bring the
freak
juice.
off
Right,
stuff,
right,
bro.
right.
I
they
don't
will
trust
bring
it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
they will
trust it
bring.
so far. Yeah, like y'all, I hope y'all peeping this. Like, hope y'all paying attention. It's like, all right, it's something up with this Diddy trial. This ain't like how the OJ trial was. This is completely different.
And not only that, this is a speedy trial.
I hate people comparing them because people were saying, "Oh, what y'all think in comparison to the OJ trial in the ninth? You know what I mean, in 1990s compared to the Diddy trial now? Like, it's not the same."
Well, this is a speedy trial at that. I mean, because they speed this trial up. You know, Diddy, I don't even think Diddy have any character witnesses coming in to testify on his behalf. That's how fast this trial is going. So he didn't even give a chance for that to, you know, his defense team to get people to come in there and you know, basically testify on his behalf. Now I don't know if they got somebody gonna bring in. I would have thought they would already brought some people in already if they had people to testify against on his behalf. You see what I'm saying? Seeing how good of a guy he was, and the whole industry scattered on this boy. I don't think he had anybody except his family. I think everybody scattered, bro. Everybody scattered like roaches, bro. When the raid came down, everybody scattered like roaches. And that's a double entendre. Raid came down, everybody scattered like roaches. That could be raid can or, you know, police raid, you know. But anyway.
Yeah, right. For real.
when the raid came down, all the roaches, bro, they scattered.
Scattered fast.
No French fry Montana, no reggae. Even though reggae out here trying to advocate the free Diddy, but reggae, you ain't showing up at the trial though, bro. French fry Montana,
bro, you can name half. Bro, you can name half of the industry.
Easy,
you can name more
Jay,
than half of the industry, bro, because they all been to those Diddy parties.
Jay,
you had LeBron saying, you know, promoting the Diddy parties.
Where's
party like a
Kevin
Diddy
Hart?
party?
Kevin Hart act like he wasn't even at the Diddy party, at the freak off joint at that. You know what I mean? Who else?
What's on the bed? What's on the bed, Puff? No, I ain't touching the bed.
Yeah, I ain't sitting on that bed.
Right.
Yeah, the Dilsey.
Yep. I mean.
Yeah, but he ain't there's nobody
none of that is illegal though.
Nah. He don't have anybody.
I still don't get it.
And it's crazy though. It's crazy seeing some of these people that testifying against him saying he did all this stuff to them, but they was cool with him after the fact still. So that's what makes everything look crazy. But like the woman Clark woman asked for a job. First of all, she asked for a recommendation in 2020. And then she asked for a job in 2024. Now, if a man kidnapped you by gunpoint and all that, and told you and was threatening to, you know what I mean, put one in your head and all that, you ain't going to get hired to that man. You ain't trying to go back and work for that man. Y'all let me know. Would y'all go back to work for somebody that held y'all at gunpoint, kidnapped y'all, and said they were
saying that. She was only saying that because she was playing the game at that time. Of course she would have went back and worked for him because she was playing the game, and she's still playing the game. Because you gotta think about it. The game now is everybody attacks Diddy, get as much money out of him as they could.
Yeah, right.
And the system is using it to trying to use this to get them actually really locked up. But the rest of these clowns is doing it for money and clout.
Like I said,
they could come out with their new book. So they could come out with their new book about what happened behind the scenes and all this stuff. Because you gotta think about most of these niggas wrote books.
Yeah, and not
most
only
of these
that,
niggas got books.
immunity. A lot of them witnessed some stuff, and I believe the feds came to them, laid some stuff out in front of them, and gave these people immunity to testify against Puff. Because a lot of these people said they witnessed him beating up Cassie and all that. They witnessed him doing certain things. And y'all didn't say nothing, so that make y'all an accomplice. That's how the feds going to it. First of all, the feds don't play games. They will manipulate the situation as much as possible. They will use scare tactics against the people they need to use to testify against them. They will use scare tactics.
Yeah.
Even if they ain't got nothing on them niggas, they will act like they got something on them. And some people that scared, they fall for it. If you don't know the law and all that, and you just, the feds, and you just in there, because first of all, they're gonna pick you up, they're gonna put you in that little that little back room, they're gonna dim the lights on you, they're gonna leave you sitting in there for about half an hour to an hour by yourself, so your gears can start thinking like, damn, why am I here? Why, and then they're gonna come in there, they're gonna lay a photo out in front of you, and they're gonna show you all these different pictures of yourself and the people you was around. They're gonna show you pictures with you with Diddy, and they're gonna act like they got something on you. And most of these people gonna fold, bro. They're gonna say, yeah, we'll give you immunity. Because they was good with him up to him testifying. They ain't had nothing to say about that bull, man.
Well, then I guess that'd be the theory behind why there's no RICO charge in the RICO case, because everybody took everybody flipped. Everybody flipped. Yep, at the end.
All right. They flipped on it. Everybody flipped
all
on
the people who was a part of the RICO flipped. Yep.
Nah, but the thing is, they would still be amongst the on the being prosecuted. He wouldn't be the only one sitting in the courtroom. You see what I'm saying? Like even when the whole John Gotti and Sammy the Bull thing was going on, like Sammy was still in jail, still getting prosecuted and all that before he took the deal. So you still seeing him in court and all that. So why would you only see Diddy, the only nigga sitting there in court? We don't see none of these other people that's supposed to be accomplices. Like I said, feds be using scare tactics with these folks, bro.
Well, when you see it like that, these folks are usually targeted.
All right.
It's because he started acting out of script. It's like once these celebrities start acting out of script and they get targeted by the system, that's it, man. They easily use everybody around you because they control everybody around them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just natural. That's what they do. That's how they run that industry. Like I said, these women are just, and these all, not just the women, but all of them, the men, the women, all these people that's testifying at Diddy's trial, they just playing the game.
Right.
And then just like the other celebrities, like you asking where they at, where French Montana, where this individual, that, and they playing the game and they staying away from Diddy because they don't want their name, they don't want their brand wrapped up in it.
Facts. They don't want their name.
So that they playing the game. It's the game. Yep. So that it's easy to figure out. It's just because it's just business as usual. This whole world is AI, is artificial intelligence. You know how it's brand. Once you figure it out, it's easy to figure out that it's just a game over there in Hollywood and all that.
Man, I tell you what, Diddy get free, he might go ahead and lead his country, bro. Just fly out.
That's what most of them do. Well, it's too late. I don't think they're gonna let him out, bro. I think he know too much. If he really is targeted as we think he is, bro, he's not. They not gonna let him get out of prison, even if he's found not guilty.
bro. Guess what, man? You know what else?
Letting him out, bro.
That's the crazy part. You know what else just came out? Report came out just maybe a day and a half ago. They about to release the Epstein tape from the cell, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not lying to you. They about to release the Epstein tape. The feds already said they about to release the Epstein tape. They said there's nothing on there. It shows him in the cell by himself. Nobody there with him.
That's edited.
No, they edit. Yeah, they gonna try to say they edit. Like he gonna say, man, I gotta find it. Hold on, bro.
I mean, it's easy for them to edit that shit nowadays.
Yeah.
So if they gonna release a tape, you know it ain't gonna be the real one. Anybody with the real one and tried to release it on their own, they would have been already got. It'd have been like the movie Enemy of the State with Gene Hackman and Will Smith.
Facts.
If anybody had the real tape. So if they're gonna release the tape, you know it's gonna be edited, bro. It's like it's not even like it's the game, man. It's the game don't ever change.
And I said, Ghislaine Maxwell doing maximum sentence of 20,
Yo,
22 years because she ain't tell. But she ain't tell because she ain't want to go. She ain't want to get knocked off too. That's another thing you add to that. Ghislaine took her charges and she ain't tell because she ain't want to get knocked off neither. Cause if she's part of that whole Epstein circle, that whole thing, she initiated a lot of stuff. Then she also initiated a lot of things for celebrities and politicians and stuff like that. But she knew to keep her mouth shut and just take the charges. But Diddy, I don't know, bro. They could Epstein him too. It's
that's
possible
why I
they could
said
Epstein him.
I don't think they're gonna let him out
You
because
don't think they're gonna let him out?
I don't know, bro. I don't think they might not let this man out. Even if
That's
he, like
crazy.
I said, even if he was found not guilty, they still
Yo,
not.
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
crazy.
how when you get too deep, because you gotta think about it, how long Diddy been in the game, so he knows a lot of people's secrets,
Right.
and
That's
they
crazy.
don't really like when you know their secrets,
Fact.
and then you're their enemy now.
Yo.
So that's a big problem right there. And plus, he's not really one of them.
Yeah. Dang.
That's the crazy part about it. They was looking at him like he was just a dog that they, you know what I mean, sent to do tricks and to be the face of stuff.
Right.
And I guess they felt like he stepped out of line because he felt like he was bigger than what he was. And then once he stood up to Diagio, who was paying him all that money for all that liquor every year to promote that liquor every year, yeah, that's what sent everything over the edge.
Yeah.
He thought he forgot his position. He thought he was something bigger than he was.
Bigger than he was. He got too big. It ain't healthy to be too big.
That's what it was. He wanted a bigger piece of the pie. You could tell because that's what he was suing him, because he was saying it was marginalizing him because basically an urban brand. Yeah, saying that he's an urban brand and marginalized. That's what Diddy sued him on those grounds, because he went and asked him for a bigger piece of the pie because he seen it from his mindset like, y'all wouldn't be selling none of this liquor if it wasn't for me.
And that's true. He hiked up their percentage. He did. I mean, that's true facts. The numbers don't lie. Diddy took them from, you know what I mean, a 3% to a 300%. You know what I'm saying? They was making hundreds of millions, billions of dollars off that man. So they was making billions off that man. So yeah, he did hike their brand up with that. Because they're into distribution. They own most of all the liquor brands and they distribute, but they still need faces like celebrities to push it.
They still see those celebrities as dogs, though.
Yeah. They always going. You think I'm a letter? You
don't
think I'm a letter?
Go ahead. Yeah, you already know. You might as well finish it, bro. You might as well tell them what it is.
Randolph and Borderberg. You think I'm gonna let an Aaron run our company, Randolph? I reckon you wouldn't.
And the thing is, and you know it started going bad when they didn't grow as agave for the anybody who know about tequila. You gotta have agave to make tequila, and agave only grows in a certain season. So if it's not planted, then you ain't gonna get it. So it's like they ain't even plant his agave for his De Leon.
Yeah, they
so that's how you knew it was crazy. You knew that deal. And the thing is, it's real serious. That was real serious in Diddy's life because that's what made Diddy the most money is the liquor. Nothing that Diddy ain't do nothing that made him more money than that liquor did.
Right, that's a fact.
Because Diageo was paying him big already, so he felt like he should have had a bigger piece than getting 100 what? Damn near 100 mil a year.
Diddy was like, finally get a piece of that
They
pie.
was giving him damn near 100 million a year for that. And how long Ciroc been around? He was getting that for years.
Since the 2000s, since like around 2000. What?
You know how much money they gave him for him asking for a bigger piece of the pie? It's crazy. Bro, 100 million since like the early 2000s.
Yeah, since the early 2000s.
Bro, that's over 2 decades.
That's what helped. Yeah, exactly.
That's why he became a billionaire because of Diageo. So how you gonna stand up against Diageo? That is kind of foolish, though. Like they ain't. I mean, yeah, he sold a lot of liquor, but that's a lot of money that they was paying him. It's almost like they just had infinite money to give him.
Yeah, they just got infinite. Yeah.
Now I want y'all to listen to what I just said, and I ain't even gonna say no more than that. It's almost like they had infinite money to give him. This is for the real thinkers out there.
Yeah.
That means that's telling you who. Every time when people talk about conspiracy theory, talking about who they is, well, they just showed you who they were. To be able to pay a man $100 million a year like it's nothing.
Yeah, like it varied from 60 to about 100.
Hey, you could just round that up to 100, bro.
Yeah, because
that's insanity.
Graph,
that's
go
a
up
lot
and
of bread, y'all. Think about it. That's a lot of bread.
Diddy
They
was selling
basically gave
cases,
him billions. He basically gave him billions of dollars, bro.
They gave him billion. They gave him a substantial deal.
And the name Diagio. I mean, just you know what, man? Y'all niggas just do the research. Y'all, everybody want to know who they is. Who been running it? Who really been running all this? Yeah, I mean, where's all that money coming from? Yeah, how are they able to pay these celebrities these huge checks to do? Who are they?
He said, "Never outshine your master." Yeah,
he tried to
he tried to outshine his masters. Yeah.
Wow, bro.
And they gonna break his pockets. They gonna send people in to buy up all his catalog and shit.
Bro,
he did a number on that boy. They did a number on Diddy. He went from a billionaire to down to about 300 million. Most of it wrapped up in legal fees. Woo.
I mean, the billionaire was not. It's not really. He didn't
really
have $1 billion.
Yeah, but he
a
don't
lot of
even
that
have
was.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Nah, he don't have access to none of that. All this shit frozen. Once the feds come, they just freeze all your assets. So he can't even use none of the bread he got anyway. He paid
$1 billion be the expectancy of how much he's gonna make over a certain period of time.
They said he
don't
had
have $1 billion right then and there.
Yeah, they said he had 300 million in cash. So they broke down his assets. They said, a lot of it was from the liquor deal, his what else? Of course the music was on there. It was something else on there. I think the Sean John stuff was on there. But the bigger piece of the graph it was the liquor. And then he had 300 million in cash. That's still a lot of money to have in cash though. 300 million.
Shit, I don't know how much the nigga had in cash, but I know.
Nah. They broke the graph. They broke his graph down. But all of it got frozen, so he ain't got access to it anyway. The feds they froze all that, and that was the main. That was
that bullshit.
Yeah, that was their main.
He ain't really own none of that, and this proves it. These people don't really own anything, bro.
Black man don't
I honestly believe none of these people. Like it's all a script that they going by.
Yeah.
Like one big movie that they got. I mean, real things are happening in this movie. Don't get it wrong, but
black man don't
it's
own
scripted,
that.
bro. It's very scripted. These individuals don't really own. When they want to come and take something from you, they just do it. So you don't really own it. If they could just come and take it from you, then you don't own it.
Yeah, you don't own it.
Like you gotta think about it.
Even if you buy a house and you paying taxes, when you don't pay taxes no more, and then they come for it. So yeah, it is.
The thing is, how could he really own it when they was giving him $100 million a year? I mean, like
they ain't gonna own.
You gotta think about it.
All these liquor brands you see is face. A lot of these celebrities that you see go to the same. I mean, Diageo own majority of these liquor brands anyway, but it'd be like smaller companies under smaller companies under smaller companies. So when you see the celebrities pushing certain brands and all that, certain liquor and saying it's theirs, it's
they don't own that.
They don't really own it.
They don't own it. But the thing is, this is why Diageo put him back in his place, because Diddy going around saying owned by a black man. You remember he was on even on the Joker John that he imitated on that Halloween when he was going around just like the Joker and almost got in a fight that night with 2-Bit from the show Power.
Yeah.
Even
He
in
did
that,
like,
no, even that, at the end of it, he ended it with owned by a black man. Talking about
Diagio.
De Leon. No, but
Diagio.
that's the thing. So right there,
Diagio was like, yeah, oh, yeah.
Diagio, you saying it yourself. You're an urban brand. What's wrong with us labeling you as an urban brand?
Yeah,
You are an urban
that,
brand. You saying it's owned by a black man.
You said it's owned by a black
you
man.
Already know that, and you already know they tie urban with the black community. Everybody knows that. So nobody can deny that language, because that's usually what the urban community is usually tied to the folks of color in the United States that live in the city.
Urban.
Yeah, I mean that's the urban style. Because you gotta think about it. Black America took over urban worldwide. Everybody listens to hip hop and all the music and influenced by the culture. That's coming out of urban, and it's by black folks. So you gotta think about it. Diageo culture vultures, and Diddy was helping them. But then Diddy at the same time got big headed and was somehow owned by a black man when he know Diageo really owned.
Yeah, that's like that's like saying you own the slave master's house and shit.
Exactly.
You the slave, you the house slave. They let you be in charge of all the other.
That's like you saying you own all the cotton that
own the cotton,
all the bananas and shit and the stuff that they they harvested off the plantation. The sugar cane and the cotton, and so y'all gotta realize that you just wasn't picking cotton. It was all types of shit that they had them harvesting.
So that was basically Diddy right there being the slave.
Saying that he owned
the house niggas saying he owned the cotton field, putting all the other niggas in check.
Right.
Saying he owned the cotton field. They's like, oh yeah, this is basically what you seeing now. They whipping his back.
Yep. It's that Willie Lynch.
Yeah,
he called it out on the Drink Champs when he said that's that Willie Lynch. Let's call it what it is. He said that. He said that on Drink Champs. Now they Willie Lynching him.
Hey, they whooping his back, boy. They whipping his back.
Why do you think Will Smith? Because they targeted Will too. Why do you think Will Smith did that movie Emancipated after?
Yeah, right after he got banned.
Right after the Grammy stuff happened, because he was targeted. Same thing with Wesley Snipes when he got out of jail. He did the movie called The Gallow Walkers. About how the system is really ran by vampires.
Facts. And then
call them blood-sucking vampires. That's what he calling people from the system. Blood-sucking vampires. Will Smith called them slave owners.
They just wanted to scare Jay-Z a little bit, but they gonna spin the block back on him.
Hell yeah. But they the ones that's keeping their pockets full though. So they can't really break the hand of Massa.
Nah. They can't.
They ain't gonna be billionaires without Massa.
But yeah, they can't buck against the people that's putting them in position. No Diddy.
Facts.
Yeah, because they definitely, these niggas be handpicked, put in position.
Right.
Like when they work their way up to a certain position, but then they start getting handpicked, just like the NFL. The nigga for life, the nigga for life league. You know what I'm saying? They picked Jay to be the head of the music department and shit, where he book all the artists and put the whole, halftime show shit on. They got a way to picking niggas, bro. They do. And I ain't knocking these niggas because they, if they work, that's what they work. That's what they choose to work for. You know what I'm saying? That's what they choose to do. They in it for that. That they made up their mind that they gonna go the long haul for that. So I'm not even knocking these niggas.
Nah, it ain't about knocking them. It's about actually stating what's actually going on.
Yeah, but that's what I was about to say. Just being real about what's going on. Actually saying what's real about it. You know what I mean? Like,
they know because that's why he did the song 444 Still Nigga. Yeah, I'm saying when he was
he
song about being still being a nigga.
Yeah,
they didn't really like that song that he did because he was talking about the Jews in that song, how they, you know what I'm saying, and how they save money. He ain't say nothing wrong. He was just stating the truth too.
They made him mute they be making niggas mute the parts out and stuff.
Like, yo, bro, it's
even on social media. They be trying to flag your content for putting the word Jew in there, bro. They'll flag the shit out your content for that.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that word. If they doing that, then
Yeah,
that's on them.
they doing it in whatever context, you know, it's being put in. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's some censorship for your ass.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. Yeah, and then the thing is, that's because the AI is doing it. So they got a human got to go over it and look at the context
Yeah, fact.
that it was used in, and usually they work it out and not ban your video if they see the context wasn't the way that in a derogatory way.
Right.
Cause just saying the word Jew and then
Jew.
Yeah, and then banning the stream, that's crazy, bro. That's not even logical. That's abuse of power right there.
Yeah.
That's illogical.
I'm gonna see.
Yeah, that's some wild stuff, bro. But we know what it is. And the thing is, we know what it is. They target these. They don't want any of these individuals to step out of line. You realize whenever they say or do something, like look how they targeted Monique at that one point. Look how they targeted Michael Jackson. Because Michael Jackson, he started when he left Sony, bro. That the system was extremely mad when he left Sony.
Yeah, because he was making.
That's when all the charges was coming in.
Yeah, he was making them a lot of money. He was making them a lot of money, bro.
And they was mad that he left with all that owning all that music,
all that ownership,
all that property that he owned.
Yeah,
coming out of Sony, they ain't like all that he owned.
The house got it all back at the end, though.
That's usually how they work. Yeah, that's insane, yo. That's insane. Like these celebrities, they more controlled than the average person is, cause they got more. Whether they know it or not, they controlled as hell. The ones that run around acting like they not controlled, that y'all know y'all controlled too, because at the end of the day, it's all about what's in that account, and they can freeze that account whenever they feel like it.
Yeah, they froze Diddy accounts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
They froze his accounts.
That's exactly what it is. It's about that money. They control them through the money and they fair tactics. You know what I mean? Money, fair tactics, and just public image. Some people just scared to even get their public image tarnished because they know they won't get no brand deal. So that's why a lot of these celebrities, if they out here saying anything, it's not on their own accord. They don't go out here on their own accord. So whatever political party or political figure that they backing, trust me, it's a script behind that and they getting paid. It's a game. None of them niggas is on each other's sides. There's no real friends in that game. There's no real friends in that game. And that's exactly what it is. It's a game. Once you get into that sphere, it's a game.
Associates. That's it. Associates.
That's what old head was trying to tell. It's a game. Dick Gregory. He was one of the most truthful niggas out there when it came to just telling how things was.
How it is.
Yeah, just telling how it is. It's a game, bro. It's all a game. There ain't no real friends in that game.
No.
It's all a script, y'all. It's all fake. It's all fake. Yeah, real things happen. Of course, real things happen. So we ain't saying like, you know, some people dying ain't real and some people getting hurt and all, getting jailed. We ain't saying that stuff. It's real, but it's scripted at the same time.
Yeah, but we basically saying everything's a facade. I mean, everything gotta look good. Everything gotta look good for the beneficial of whoever is in position. Everything, all the investments being made in these artists, everything has to favor that artist in order for that company to win, or whatever brands is endorsing them to win. So if they have to put people in your life in order to make your shit look good, for their brand to look good, that's what they do. So they be like, all right, who you want to work with? You get signed, they be like, all right, who you want to work with? You know what I mean? Or you get a brand deal, they put you in certain, you move up, you in certain circles, you in certain, you know, everything got to look good for the benefit whoever is in control of the pot. That's what it's about. So the shit don't be real. It just looks, we're not just saying that, you know, there ain't no real relationships within that industry. So some people, you know, was able to build real relationships, but 99.9% of that shit is all trumped up. So these damn companies can eat and all these corporations can eat. That's what it's about at the end of the day. So if they gotta hook Lizzo up with Beyonce and them and push brands through or anybody else or Rihanna or they whatever makes they shit look good. That's what they gonna run with. Not they ain't even have to like it. My efforts like
Yeah, the image. Yeah,
they
it's all
forced.
about that
Yeah,
public
it's that.
image.
Yeah, it's the image.
And
Like
the
you.
thing is, they can ruin it or they can exalt it, because the
Yeah.
media, they own the media. And the they we talking about are the ones that got infinite money.
Yeah.
There are organizations out here that run global governments, but they're not government themselves.
They have so much money, they just don't know what to do with it. So
Exactly.
they on some Randolph and Mortimer shit, bro.
Fact. And they literally got infinite money
They sit there to play games.
control and influence. They have these people control and influence. They pick certain people who got a certain energy about them that is able to draw a crowd in, and they pay these people to basically run social programs so they can control the world in that way. But
That's
money,
why-
but they're not doing it for money. You know what I mean? Because they got all
Yeah.
the money. They just creating the money, but they just use the money as a tool to control people in a pyramid type of structure. Starts
Squid
at the
Game
top
shit.
and then it start going down the pyramid. But at the top of the pyramid is infinite money. They
Squid
got
Game
infinite
shit.
money. But everybody below that top tip line, everybody below that are just slaves to
Shit is
that money.
Squid Game. Yup, Squid Game shit.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is.
This shit is the
That's
Squid
just what
Game,
it is.
bro.
It's a game,
money.
y'all. It's a game. All of it. It's not just a game with the celebrities. It's a game, period, out here. Just how they everything, a game with how they run society, period. It's a
Mhm.
game.
It's a Squid
Because
Game.
there's really enough resources for everybody to have resources
Hunger
out
Games.
here. Yeah, but they just hoard the resources and then put
Play
them out
games.
there piece by piece and have
Yeah.
us basically
Fighting
stab
over
each other in the back.
Right over it, right.
Yep, they have us stab each other in the back just to get those crumbs. And that's
Yeah.
basically all. And that's just, it is what it is. That's how it's always been ran.
Everything is fun. Everything is both sides are funded.
Right.
It's all a
Both sides
game,
are
bro.
funded.
That's
Facts.
like that's like dude that own the NFL, but then you got all these different owners that own the team. But at the end of the day, the owner is still the owner of every damn body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He the
It don't
owner of
matter.
everybody. He fund both sides of the game. It's
He
his
owns
game.
Coke and
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
The same shareholders, the biggest shareholders in Coke, they own both Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and Coca-Cola and Pepsi are competitors. You know what I'm saying? These people own both Chick-fil-A and Popeyes, but Chick-fil-A and Popeye are competitors. You get what we saying? It's the people that own both sides. And that's the people that Diddy went up against. That's why the nigga locked up now.
What he say? When he got to the top, it was a whole nother war at the top.
Exactly.
Nigga, why did you go try to go to war with them without an army? Why? Oh, he thought all them niggas at the Rock Nation brunch had your back.
Yeah, right. He put them
Soon as
niggas
that
in
Rock,
danger too.
soon as the Rock Nation brunch was over, niggas, the feds was at the Rock Nation brunch. Let me see what all these niggas in here talking about. You know what I'm saying? Look like Jay was smirking at Diddy, wearing them up at the camera. A little wire, put back to the feds. It's just like, no, I ain't gonna. But yeah, the feds was up in that Rock Nation brunch. Like, let me see these niggas up in here talking
They was
about.
up at the hors d'oeuvre table listening to everybody. They
Right.
was serving, or they had agents up in there serving the champagne.
Yeah, like, bro, come on now, bro. Niggas is congregating and
Would you like an hors d'oeuvre, sir? Would you like some champagne, sir? And it'd be the feds.
yeah, niggas. He talking all that political black party shit, and he thought them niggas was on his side. He thought all them niggas at the Rock Nation brunch was on his side. Nah,
But he's not
nigga.
even that type of figure in our culture to act like he's Martin Luther King. Because nobody don't look at Diddy as no Martin Luther King or no Malcolm X or
Malcolm X,
nobody. So
right.
I don't know why he was even talking revolutionary like that. Nobody from our culture looks at him like that.
Yeah.
Most people from our culture look like him. The nigga from Harlem with the shiny suits on that put hit records out and sell liquor and clothes. Nobody don't look at him as Malcolm X, hitting the corners, telling people about Allah and telling people about how the government is. We don't look at Diddy that way, so I don't even know why he even started talking like that.
Bro,
Nigga, you can't even get into that energy because you never came to the community with that energy ever.
bro, I don't know what the hell he was
He was
doing.
always a corporate man to everybody. Like he's what you think about.
Too
You
many
know,
drugs.
hip hop took two different turns. You got the hip hop that remained pure and underground, and then you got the commercialized corporate hip hop, and that's what we look at Diddy as. So how could that nigga be the revolutionary? So yeah, he didn't have no army to go to the top talking about, so it's another war at the top. I don't know how he gonna talk about another war at the top, like you said, with no army. And he never, especially from our culture. So what culture is gonna be his army?
Yeah, exactly.
What culture would be this nigga's army?
Yeah, he was talking too soon, my nigga.
Right.
He was talking too much. That's what 50 just said to her. You nigga, you talk too much. Right? You should have just played. Hey.
Tupac would be one before him.
Yeah, and they take people out like that. Yeah. So instead of them actually taking him out, they just, you know, they're gonna put him in that cell. And if that don't work, then they'll go to the next level with it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's how they play.
And that we don't want to see that happen to them. Don't get it effed up.
Nah,
We're not
yeah,
saying that we want to see
I'm not saying
them
that.
do that to him. And
Nah.
I mean, but we just saying like that's just how it is. That's the
How
game that he
grimy.
was playing.
Right,
He was
yeah.
playing that game with those individuals and thought he was somebody he wasn't. To them, he thought he was the big man among them, and to us, he thought he was our revolutionary in the black culture. That he was like some revolutionary.
TV,
And so yeah,
like,
so
right,
he
he
was
launched-
so he was delusional both ways. He was delusional with Diagio, and he was delusional with the black culture. Right, at the end, it was just delusion. But the thing is, delusion makes money in this world because people love the delusion.
Yeah,
Because people love being lied to. You gotta think about it. Diddy had a bunch of yes men around him for 30 years.
Selling people fantasies, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's money in selling
fantasies,
selling
facts.
people a fantasy.
And then he had yes men around him for 30 years. So nobody never was there to like to scold him or anything.
Yeah, they ain't gonna
Right,
tell.
nobody was there, you know what I'm saying? Because he's always the boss in the room. He
Yeah,
was
he
the
don't
boss
have-
in the room for the last 35 years.
Yeah, he ain't had no old heads to really look up to. Like to really school him on things. Like, and we ain't talking about niggas like Clive Davis and all that. We talking about like real OGs that would have schooled him on some shit. He ain't had that. He felt like he was the OG. Who was going to OG him? And if he feel like you got less money than him, he ain't gonna listen to you, OG or not. Bro, he's son of Melvin Cone, bro. They knew that nigga. They knew Diddy was when his young ass was playing in the goddamn sandbox. Nigga, his dad was a goddamn working with the goddamn Frank Lucas, Gambino family, Genovese family, informants for the feds. Like, they knew who this nigga was when he was just a snot box. You think they didn't have his weird ass figured out by now and controlled by then? When they see him coming up in the world, they're like, oh yeah, that's Melvin's son right there. They know who he was already, bro. They put him in position. He's in position based off who his dad was any goddamn way.
Yeah, but he moved a lot. He moved up
Bro,
a lot further than his dad.
Yeah,
did.
well, of course, he moved up a lot further than his dad, but you gotta understand.
He was actually moved up to the point where he's operating with Diagio.
Yeah, see, that point proven is these niggas is picked. His dad was already who his dad was. They already knew who Diddy was when he was just 2 years old, 3 years old. They watched his ass the whole time through the whole shenanigans. They like, oh, he's on the come up now? Oh, yeah, go to this guy. Oh, yeah, you're Melvin's son, right? Yeah, I'm Melvin's son. Yeah, we know who your dad was. Yeah, we kind of busted this guy back in 73. And, you know, he was working for us. You know that, right?
Oh, you talking about the feds?
Feds, nigga. Yeah, the feds are saying this shit to this nigga.
Not even niggas off the street.
They like, yeah, you know your dad. No, not niggas off the street. Oh, no. The feds, you know your dad used to work for us, right? Oh, yeah? That means you work for us now.
Damn.
Nigga, the feds is the biggest gang. Nigga, they ain't, how much money did he make? When the feds come at you, nigga, what you gonna do about that? So they knew who his snotty ass was since he was a kid. Before he was born, they knew who the fuck he was gonna be. They knew who Diddy was. Point taken is these niggas is handpicked, bro. Yeah. Yeah, you think they ain't already know who Tupac was? Come on, bro. They knew exactly who this nigga was. They followed him since he was a child. They know exactly who Tupac was. Bro, a lot of these niggas be already put in position, bro. Come on now, bro. They put extra eyes on him though. Hell yeah, this guy here comes from this family. Yeah, you gotta put extra eyes on this guy right here. Yeah. Who is his associates? Yeah, put eyes on them too. Yeah. Yeah. All because of who his family was. Yeah. They knew who Biggie ass was when Biggie started linking up with Tupac. They profiling that shit, bro. Like, who's this guy here with him? Huh. Big black guy, huh? Who's this guy that's always hanging out with him? And that's what Biggie was going out to California, right? He was going out there to Oakland and shit, hanging out with Tupac, staying at the crib. Nigga, the feds was already all over that shit, bro. They know who the niggas was. And then he linked them with Puff and all that. Like the feds watching these niggas, Puff linked them with him. His dad was the informant for them. Like, bro, it's crazy, bro. This whole scenario with all these niggas connected is connected. It's crazy. Even Kanye West's dad was Black Panther, bro. They know who Kanye was. You think they ain't know who Kanye was before he became Kanye West the star? They watching these niggas. If you son of somebody that they was watching previously, they gonna watch the son. They gonna be like, all right, let's see what he gonna do. You gotta remember the feds in it for the long haul. Ain't no short time shit with them. They long haul. They long haul with it. It's crazy, bro. That's how I be looking at shit, bro. Like these niggas be handpicked. They already be knowing who these cats is before they become big. They become big, then they gotta do favors. That's how I was looking at that shit, bro. I don't know.
I guess everything is state sponsored.
Right.
Like, nah, for real, that's how the Hunger Games was. Everything
Right.
is state
sponsored.
sponsored.
Right.
Like all
Right.
the celebrities, all the corporations is really owned by the state. You know what I'm saying? And that's really how it is behind the scenes. It's just like everybody just playing their positions, but
Everybody
the
playing
state
their
really,
position.
yeah, but the state really own everything. Yeah, just like the Hunger Games, bro.
Yeah.
It's just all it is. They call it's like state sponsored stuff. Even like they even say like the terrorism and stuff that goes on around the world is state sponsored. Yeah, I mean it be the people that's supposed to be going after them be the ones that be grooming them to do what they do,
bro. Because it be the people they already previously worked with. These people be grandfathered in and shit like that.
Yeah, right.
And that's the point I was making
It's
with
like a
Diddy
whole
being
network.
being Melvin Combs' son. Diddy was grandfathered in on some Melvin Combs shit, bro. His dad was one of the niggas already running the streets with Frank Lucas, and Frank Lucas tied in with Bumpy Johnson and that whole shit, bro. They already knew Puff was coming. They knew who Puff ass was before he knew who he was. That's how deep the feds go with it. They knew who Puff was going to be before Puff knew who he was.
And the thing is, I don't even think it's just the feds. I think it's a world government that's behind all of that.
Yeah, but mainly they use them feds though.
It be the world government. It don't even because I feel like it's like a global network type of.
Bro, but that would be going up. That would be if you keep going up the chain. Yeah, that would be.
But a lot of these celebrities do be having global.
Yeah,
they do be having global ties and global connections and global fame.
But it's certain people that handle certain groups and handle certain people. So they would use the feds to handle them, the rappers and the niggas coming up from the urban ghetto community. They would use certain handlers for them. Yeah,
that'd be like one division of the CIA.
Prime example, hip hop police.
Yeah.
Prime example, that was a unit used out of New York to follow key rappers and celebrities that was making a lot of money. The hip hop police was a unit. My point example, handlers. That's all the hell they are, is handlers. You know what I mean? So the feds that will be following Biggie will be the same feds that will be following Tupac, be the same feds that will be following Diddy, same feds that will be following Jay-Z, same feds that will be following Nas, it would be that unit that will be following all these niggas.
And the thing is, these agencies be really big, so they have different divisions. And
And
that's
they
the
got
thing when
infinite
people
money.
just say the feds or the CIA or
Right.
when they start saying anything, the divisions be so big. Like
Infinite money, bro.
Those agencies are so huge and got so many different divisions that it's insane. Like it's to the point where it's like one company, but it's like branched off into like little small thousands and thousands of other ones, and they just all control it, like almost like a like what they call like a with the thing with the 8 arms, the octopus, like how they be showing that, like on some Hydra type of shit, like showing the octopus with all the different arms controlling the globe, and you see the octopus over the globe, and it's just like the arms be all over the globe moving things.
Yeah,
moving things all over the globe. Yeah, that's their symbol. Their symbol is that is the octopus with the tentacles over the globe, showing that they got their hands in everything.
And this the shit. Prodigy was on that shit before he died. He started connecting them dots and shit too. Started seeing who was what and who was who, because they approached him. They approached him directly. That unit that they had following all the rappers, they approached him and said, "We want this guy. We want this guy 50 Cent. What do you got on this guy?" You know what I'm saying? Because that's when 50 was rising to power in the hip hop industry, and they was trying to figure out what his motives was and what his you know. Even though they know he come from the whole world of that Supreme Team shit and all that, they see 50 from that same area. Yo, they be knowing these niggas, bro. They be knowing who niggas be before they become big. But then when they become big, they want to know what these niggas is into, who they connected with. You know what I mean? And all that. So
they develop a whole profile, a psychological profiling. Or even a psychological profile, a deep psychological profiling. And the thing is, they able to do that to the majority of the public now, since they got artificial intelligence running everything. And we voluntarily give all our information to social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know what I mean? All that. We voluntarily give all our information, and they create profiles on everybody. But it's like the higher up you are in society, that's the more advanced the psychological profiling going, because they gotta know how to control you, just in case especially if you got a big influence. If you influence a lot of people, they got advanced psychological profiling on you, just in case they need to shut you down.
That's who they watch the most, is the ones that have bigger influence over the minds of the masses. It's not. I mean, of course they watch. You know, they use AI to watch everybody else. As far as like,
and there's a big database that they actually got profiles on all of us.
And it runs. You know, it runs through a whole database. AI able to process it faster, able to pull you up, pull your history up online, everything about you, right?
Everything
but that don't mean they're gonna watch you. The celebrities though are getting actually watched. Their eyes is on them. Their emails is being watched. It's actually humans watching them.
Monitoring facts.
It's AI watching us, but it's humans actually watching the celebrity. That's the difference.
And that's the difference. Yeah, or just an advanced form of the AI watching the celebrities.
Right. But it's always
a lot of them are so easily controlled though. Right. So
yeah, that's the difference.
A lot of them are easily controlled because you know
sometimes
that money, they get the lifestyle.
But sometimes they should get out of control.
They get cute.
Like you get cute.
Get out of line. Yep.
Yeah, you start recording niggas at freak offs, like important people there. Yeah, they want to make sure you ain't doing no sneaky shit. That's going to be able to mess up in endorsements, investments. I mean, because you gotta realize a lot of investments be tied up in this shit, and you know people's just gonna protect their interests. That's how it go. Yeah, bro. That's why I said you might be right about that. They might not let him go because
they
know. Yeah, they might know. You know, because they don't have. It's basically like they don't have no more use for him now. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Their use for him ran out, so they don't need. He's basically disposable. They don't have no use for him now because they already destroyed him publicly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not going. Even if he got out, he ain't
Now,
getting no same deals
yeah,
again.
but the thing is, if he get out and get propped back up, then they're using him again. So a lot of them other niggas that's in power, y'all niggas better watch out. Y'all better. Yeah, because if Diddy get out and say if Diddy did get released and he's back on top again, like back to like nothing ever happened and he's good and they using him. They need him again. But if, like you said, bro, if he end up just staying in that joint and he ain't gonna see the light of day, his whole thing is over with. But I tell you, they gonna always keep eyes on his kids and see what they doing. Trust me. That's how it works with them. They in it for the long haul. They want to see what your legacy doing. They got, trust me, that's what they do.
Yeah.
All the revolutionaries that they locked up and went to jail, all their offsprings was targets.
And those are the ones who ain't state sponsored. Because
Yep.
they got state sponsored revolutionaries too.
Yeah.
Ones that they, you already know the niggas that they put out there that's supposed to be, the so-called leaders, especially in our community.
Yeah.
The Jesse Jacksons and the Al Sharptons and
Yeah.
had Sharpton up there wearing a wire. I mean, let's just be
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
It's all state sponsored, bro. And it's like
They
the ones
still,
who wasn't part of it, they got taken out.
even at they old ass age, there's Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton is still being used.
Yup, their image at least. Hell yeah. Even in the condition that
Their
Jesse Jackson is in, they still
their
using his
influence,
image.
because his influence is he still has influence. Yep.
Yeah, it's just too real. Like it's all fake, but it's real at the
Yeah.
same time.
Right.
The game that they playing, it's a real game. Yeah, and it's a dangerous.
Yeah.
One false move and you up out of there, especially if you got a lot of influence. Like for real, like if you got a lot of influence, you can say something to sway millions of people at one given time. You already a high priority target.
You already have priority.
Yeah, because if you step out of script, it can actually mess up their whole programming.
Facts.
And they don't like that too kindly.
And that's facts. Like that ain't even nothing that's debatable, arguable.
Right.
Nothing. That's facts.
Right.
If you got influence over hundreds of millions of people, bro, they are not gonna let you operate alone. You can't just come out here and say anything.
No.
I always use this analogy, bro. Imagine Beyonce hitting the live button and just going buck and running amok and start spilling shit on the industry and everybody. They would shut that live stream down. CIA would knock at her door instantly. They'd drag her ass out of there and send her to a center. She'd be inside of a psychological center somewhere getting drugged the hell up.
Saying that she went crazy.
Yup. Listen. They just can't hit the. You see who's the one crying and shit about they made her take that shit down in 2.2 seconds. Who's that crying up there?
Damn, who was that? Damn, one of those.
What was that crying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Drop it in the chat. Who was that crying about the immigrants? Like, bitch, you actually posted that? They made you take that shit down quick.
One of those influencers that got a whole bunch of Instagram followers.
It's the Spanish one. I forgot her name.
Yeah, the Spanish.
Yo,
yeah,
somebody to help us out. Who was that was crying all on her Instagram about the immigrants snatching up about ICE snatching the immigrants up, and she was crying and shit on there. And they said, "Oh no, take that down."
It wasn't that Ariana Grande. Was it that one?
Was it Ariana Grande? Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. Yeah, okay.
Thank you,
Selena Gomez
Selena.
Yeah, that.
You can't just be out of script like that with 200-300 million followers, bro. You just can't just post
Right.
shit like that. Like you just can't do anything at all when you hold that much influence over people. Cause 100 million people seen that. So our point is, these celebrities is especially the ones that has a high. I'm talking about the ones that's higher up. That's the Rihannas, the Beyoncés, the Jay-Z's, the Dr. Dre's, the the Diddy's, the Kanye West's, the Ariana Grande's, the Selena Gomez's, the who else? The Rock Johnson, Dwayne Rock Johnson, LeBron James. Like these mother effers can't say nothing off script. Can you imagine them saying some shit that and buck against the system that's paying them, and they start spilling the beans on shit, bro? Y'all
That's
can't
why
even
they
y'all
left Michael Jackson like
right.
that.
Y'all
Because
keep
you gotta
right.
think about it. He
Mike Buck,
started talking out against the system, and
right.
look at his influence.
Prince too.
They wouldn't play him on none of the stations over here no
Nope.
more.
Nope.
They ain't
banned
play
him
none
from
of his records
America.
in the United States no more, bro. On commercial, they ain't play none of his shit. And the thing is, so if it would have even been worse if he was on social, if he was here during the time of social media,
Ooh, can you imagine him and Tupac on social media?
right?
Woo!
Dude, they had to get them out of here before that happened.
Before that happened.
Yep, they had to get. They got
Can
Michael
you
Jackson, Prince, and all them niggas out before social media got like this.
can you imagine if Michael Jackson was in another country and went live and pressed that live button and start spilling all the beans if he was alive?
Right.
Boy,
He have over 1 billion YouTube subscribers.
Facts.
Especially if he was going live on here. Michael Jackson,
live on there.
if he was alive during this age of social media, he'd
Yeah.
have 1 billion followers, bro, on every platform.
Facts.
And that's way too pop. They knew they couldn't let that nigga stay around.
Nope.
When they released this technology to the public.
Facts.
It's certain people they just did not want to be alive, cause you couldn't control them. Yeah, I mean you couldn't. Obviously, they couldn't control them. That's why they had to take them out. It was just too much.
Way too much.
Yeah, that's way too much influence. They don't like when people have so much influence like that, and they not with the system.
Right.
They start acting independently. They start talking independently of the system. They start doing certain actions that's outside of the system. They like, whoa now. So you talking about the feds following somebody? You know they were all over Michael Jackson, and they had to build that fake case. They had to build that fake case against him just to justify why they was after him like that.
Right. Then they came out later and said a federal agent came out later that was on that said we ain't had nothing against Michael Jackson. We ain't had nothing on him.
Because it was all BS because they just needed to act like so they could use the resources to go after him the way they did. So they had to build a fake case against him.
So how we know they got something on Diddy?
We don't know. We ain't seen nothing yet except that he's a freak and he's abused. He's a domestic.
And the same shit they played off with Michael Jackson. He's wacko jacko. He's the pedo. He's I mean, all that. At the end of the thing, he dead and gone. Feds come out. We never had nothing on Michael Jackson.
What they got on Diddy, bro? Like so far, like what did we see? Like do we see anything? Do they got anything that backs up the claim of the serious stuff like the trafficking with the racketeering and all this abuse stuff? I mean, as far as like, what do they really have? Now, you see extra rumors saying that he was messing with kids and all that, but none of that is brought up in the trial. So you see, compare the rumors of Diddy compared to what's actually being brought up in the trial and what they're using against him. The contrast is a big ass difference. And this is not even like trying to defend Diddy or anything. This is just stating the facts of what's out there right now. Like you gotta like the facts out there. Like all this, the testimony, if you've been following the Diddy trial, you realize they ain't really got nothing on them. You know what I mean? As far as the serious stuff. it's just all about a whole bunch of freak talk, baby oils and male prostitutes and this and
what's
that.
his name?
It's just
The
a bunch of
Punisher.
freak talk.
Yeah,
It ain't nothing
Punisher.
illegal that's going on, except maybe for the
The name-
beating and
Right.
the alleged stuff that he went to somebody's house and tried to take. He went to Kid Cudi house and tried to take him out, or open up his Christmas gifts and all that stuff. All right, that's how neither here nor there. There's really no real evidence for any of that. It's just all talk. So that's what we trying to see. Like, have y'all seen any evidence against him so far in this trial that match up all the rumors about him? Because I haven't seen any. Because some of them rumors are crazy. Some of them rumors are crazy. You know what I'm saying? Him grooming kids and trafficking here and trafficking there and doing this and doing all that. But none of that is being brought up in the trial. But it's definitely being brought up in the rumor circles. Like, rumor. Diddy did this. Diddy did that. Where's the actual real hardcore evidence? Where's that at?
It don't exist.
We say it's 6 weeks left of the trial?
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me they ain't bring up nothing good yet?
Nah.
Nothing that'll stick yet? Pause. No Diddy?
Nothing yet, bro.
I don't know, y'all. This sound like a bunch of BS. And this ain't us trying to take Diddy's side or anything. This is us just stating the facts of what we see so far. Without no emotion attached, without no prejudgment, we just stating what's been said and what's been, you know what I mean, so far what came out in the trial. Nothing serious came out yet for him to even still be in jail now. That he could have got bail for. So
everything I said. I always say this: if they got hardcore evidence on Diddy, and they actually present that and show that he's guilty, then his ass definitely deserves to go to jail. Simple and plain. That's just how I go.
Facts. 100%.
But if they don't, they gotta let him free.
Facts.
If they don't, you can't keep him in jail based off emotions or him. The abuse is not what he's being charged for. Yes, he did those things. Yes, he's guilty of the abuse, but that's not what he's being charged for. So we just basically going off of what they charging him with, what the testimony is, and what evidence is being presented as, to present towards him being guilty or not guilty. If the evidence shows that he's not guilty, he needs to be free. Same thing with Tory Lanez. If the evidence doesn't show he's guilty, then you have to let him free.
And nobody's not talking about that.
Nah, the feds investigated Michael Jackson for 10 years and found nothing. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And that's what I feel like them. They investigated this nigga Puff shit probably longer than 10 years. Like they probably keeping that nigga investigated ever since he, became a major player in the industry. Based off the fact that his daddy Melvin. But yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know.
If y'all haven't already, man, head over to nightandayherbals.com. We got the CBD stuff off 35% right now.
Yeah, y'all definitely got to hit up our shop.
Away. We basically giving this all. We gotta think it's all natural. There's no synthetic chemicals and none of that stuff in the CBD. It's grown on small Amish farms, in the best soil, and it's high quality product. And we basically giving it away right now at 35% off. So that's nightandayherbals.com. We also got hair care products, skin care products on there. We got sea moss on there.
Detox.
We got detox products on there. And it's all natural products. That's nightandayherbals.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. It's also pinned in the description
and
of this video.
The link in the description. Yep.
That's nightandayherbals.com. 35% off.
Let me run that commercial. Shop with it. Hold on.
Shop now at nightandayherbals.com and enjoy 35% off all our herbal CBD products. Automatically applied at checkout.
And yeah, vapes, lotions, soaps, everything, body oils, everything.
Pre-rolls, herbal cigarettes, pre-rolls.
Pre-rolls.
Yep. CBD soaps and lotions. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we definitely stocked up. Definitely stocked up on all the CBD. So you know what I mean? Y'all into that? nightandayherbals.com, y'all.
Facts.
We ain't got no CBD baby oil yet. You gotta go to Diddy for that.
Yeah, you gotta go to Diddy get the CBD baby oil. Right, or see either Diddy or Steve Harvey.
Yep. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
Put some baby oil up on there. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta go to Diddy or Steve Harvey for that baby CBD baby oil. We do got the CBD massage lotion though, so
right.
And that works for pain and all that. So if you got leg pain, back pains, and all that, you rub that CBD lotion on there. It's gonna definitely help with that pain. That's how potent it is.
And it make your skin good.
And it make your skin
look good.
blemish. Yeah, helps with skin blemishes and all that. So yeah, 5 stars on Google. Yeah, 5 stars on Google. 9-Day Network LLC. Yeah, Bruce Lee, get on that, bro.
Yeah.
Have some tea. We got some sea moss tea on there.
Got some sea moss tea. Hell yeah.
Have some tea. Yeah, Mr. Rupert. Have some tea.
I know, right? Mr. Rupert. Have some tea.
Have some tea. You know what I'm saying?
Chinese connection and shit.
Nah, that's
Dragon. Yeah, Enter the Dragon. That's right. Yeah.
When he told Mr. Rupert.
That's when they were talking about the island. When they were talking about going to the island and shit.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you. Yeah, do you want to still play this video? This is the Jamie was telling that story. Run through it.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah.
Yo, Foxx, what? Puffs in
there.
It's kind of
because he talking about Puff. So let me know if y'all can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
All right, let that journal run.
So what I did was
hit that like button, y'all.
I would show up to the party in my little town car. This town, I grabbed my town car so I could skirt. Puff the SUVs and the Bentleys, the whole night. He get out. I get out too with a camera. The big Canon, like, yo, Puff, I should document this shit, right? Yo, what's up, Playboy? What you talking about? I said, no, I should get this, man. You files for the whole night. He says, yeah, let him through. Excuse me. So I get there. But at that time, it wasn't like the little camera y'all got in. It was the big intrusive Canon. I had a battery pack. Hold on, man. Let me change the pack. Put my light on here. Do that again, Puff. Do that again. I missed that one. Do that again. Put the pack
on that
so I started following him. So I followed him the whole time. I remember watching Puff at the Beverly.
Well, I'll be like it. Now you don't know nothing about free calls. You don't know nothing. You was a cameraman for Puff one time, bro, in the party with the camera, bro. But you got on them tapes, Jamie. Don't make him come out here and finish the job, bro. Where's what got on tapes, Jamie?
But they were saying that the freak offs and the parties were two different
things.
It was
different. Yeah, they did.
They saying the freak offs, they don't necessarily always have.
Yeah, they don't make it. Nah, they don't always have that. Yeah, that's what they made it. I got to crack your joke since Jamie want to be joking. Make that man come out and finish the job, boy.
Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm filming this, and it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man. And I look up and I see Dr. Ruth. I don't know if you know who that is. The sex lady. The sex lady. I see Dr. Ruth. I said, Miss Ruth, could you please come over here? This guy by the name of Sean P. Diddy Combs. I need you to come meet him. I need this for my camera. Dr. Ruth and Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel pool dancing, doing their thing, right? And you know what they dancing to? Over in the corner, God bless, is Heavy D, Andre Harrell, and they listening to a demo. You know what the demo is? Right. Bum, 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 bum.
Beyonce.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And then Andre Harrell, run that back. That's the one right there. That's going to be the one. You just missed that, the ordering of the champagne, the whole nine. Country, get this. If you call me country, I'm going to take country, get this. So I'm filming it. That's the one. That's the record right there. Run it back. So Dr. Ruth Puff dancing, right? All of a sudden I get this, and then I flip the camera this way. There's Demi Moore and some young dude. I don't know who the dude is. So I said, Puff, who that? Oh, that's the young cat.
So they even telling Jamie even telling you right there that they play records that ain't even been released yet at the party just to get a reaction to see how people gonna react to the music. That Beyonce song wasn't even out yet. That's basically what he's saying. That Beyonce song wasn't out, and they was playing it at the John. And basically, Andre Harrell basically co-signed that was a hit, and it went out. Let's keep it going.
Asked him Christian. I said, cool. So I asked Demi Moore. I said, is it cool if I? She said, sure, whatever. It was probably a wild night. Sure. So I watched when they first, got together. So what happened was, I'm following Puff, and his parties were like amazing. We're in Philly one day. I fly to Philly, town car, same business, go up. But Puff say, this party, Playboy, this party right here, I see $1.5 million. I said, nigga, what? You spent $1.5 million on this party? I said, you come to my house, I'll throw you a party for $400, and it will rival this, not in scale, but the people there, because that's how I started. I was the first social media dude. When I would do stand-up, I had cue cards. This is 91. I had cue cards, and I would have people sign and put their pager numbers on it. And I would call during the week, I'm gonna be here. So I had 800 signatures, 600 women, 200 guys. So it became a floating party. So when Puff came to LA, he said, yo, Playboy, Saturday morning, make that shit happen. I said, I'm on it. Went into my phones, called 200, because I didn't have a big house, 200 of my best friends, girls that were beautiful but not tight but not slutty, just in the daytime. It's daytime. So this is my daytime crew, right? He get there, he goes, that's the girl on this movie and that's the girl on that. I said, yeah, we all hang out. We ain't got no money, but we all hang out together. I said, look on the table. Kentucky Fried Chicken, but I put on some nice plates and some cola and a picture of the whole line. And it was great. He had a great time. And that was that same party that Pharrell was at. But what I started doing in order to get artists together, I said, Puff, you don't understand. When we watch you from New York, you're bigger than life to us. I said, so the $1.5 million, yeah, you can do that, but it don't matter. Because a New York fitted baseball cap is how much retail?
Like $25.
$25, right? Yeah. I said, Puff, but on your head, it's priceless, man. And I said, now watch this. And I played pong, pong, ping, pong, 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 pong. And LA niggas was mad. They was like, hey, look here, cuz, hey, fuck that shit, dog. Fuck that shit, dog. That motherfucker. I said, look, you got these LA niggas gone. And it was moments like that. It was like, and then I had a studio in the back. So every time somebody would come over, I would ask them to drop music there. Puff, Snoop, because I wanted to get in the music business. But we also started doing this thing called New Music Hour. So any person that came to the house that had a song or could do stand-up with it, you could perform. No one was allowed to boo or nothing like this. Watch who benefited from it. Nick Cannon used to sleep on my couch. Wow. 13 years old. He'd be in one part of the house. He'd be like, nigga, go back in there. You can't, fuck back in there. You can't come in here. And he'd be like this, right? He slept on the couch. Ed Sheeran was the latest. Ed Sheeran, my new house, Ed Sheeran slept on my studio floor for 6 weeks.
Amen.
Working on this shit. 6 weeks. So what we do, like I said, what's great about what we do is that we have, I had Anthony Hamilton. I remember Anthony Hamilton had he said, man, nobody want to hear me sing. I go watch it. I would go follow him and watch him sing in places. I'd be the only one in there. It's like he had to sing at this one little open mic thing, and he was saying, I'm like, sing, Anthony! Let the Lord use you, Anthony! Sing, son, sing! I mean, it's crazy. So the last one we had, I'm gonna tell you the ones that we had. It was amazing, and then I'm gonna go. When Drake hit, I'm in the Bahamas, baby. I'm in the Bahamas. My sister hit me. My sister, she here, dark skin, always in touch. Nigga, you need to get this Drake. I said, nigga, I hit the internet. I said, oh, nigga, I'm in my robe. I grabbed some wine. I said, I forgot to call you on your birthday. I said, I gotta find that dude. So Brian finds him. We actually do a song together. But I was watching him, and I took him on when the redheaded guy took over for Jay Leno.
Conan.
I took him on Conan. I said, Conan, you don't know who this dude is. I said, his name is Drake, and 2 girls and all. I said, y'all up on it. He about to be the big dude. So when Drake rolled out his thing, his first album, I said, Drake, I'm going to do a thing for you. My house is called New Music Hour, and I call this On My Balcony. I want you to come get on my balcony. So what do you mean? I said, don't worry about it. You'll see. I said, the SUVs will pick you up, bring you to my house. Now I got a bigger house. It's like 40 acres. Women showed up to the party at 3 in the afternoon. Bus pulled up. 30 girls get out. Bus pull up. 40 girls get out. Crazy. I said, well, ladies, he's not going to be here till like 11 because BET time. So we won't be here till 11. We'll wait. It was BET because it was BET Awards.
Oh, okay. He thought you were going
No. It was the BET Awards that weekend. So I said, listen, he ain't going to be here till 11. So we still setting up, right? By the time he got there, 2,500 people counted in my backyard. When he drove up the driveway, we had a drive-in movie theater poster of him at this artwork. The smooth one with the cut, you know, the peacoat, the thing, the smooth, the motherfucker with the shit right. You know what I'm saying? No smiles. It's just the motherfucking right. He drive up with all his boys, and it's funny when before you get your money, everything is too big. Like his Letterman jacket was. He was like, oh man, I said, yeah, man. I said, yeah, oh man. Dog, I said,
Look at the body.
So he did it. I said, hey, Drake. It's a few people in the back want to say hi to you. We walk around, 2,500 people. We go up on my balcony. I said, Drake, when I've done this, Puff was the first major one. Now it's you. We want to give you your artist. We want to, because you're going to get enough hate. There's enough niggas out there to hate but the fact of what you're doing right now. And so we do the interview, and I hand him the mic, and there's all these people down there. And I said, could you just say something to the people? He said, oh man, what'd I say? I said, nigga, sing something. He leaned over the balcony. I'm more than just an option. The party shot through the roof. We do that till about 4 in the morning. Right. Most people leave. We got 200 people left, 200 or 300 people left. I got a pianist to come around 3 in the morning, played all the music unplugged, rapped his music unplugged. New Music Hour at that time. We sat and we listened to other rappers rap and other people try to get their thing on. That go to like 6 in the morning, wrap it up. Then we moved on to Rick Ross. Did one same situation. Not as many people, but the women. Oh yeah. And Puff knew about it. Puff got there early, and left Rick in L.A. because I live outside there. I said, Rick, you better get here. Puff got he's about to leave with everybody, and they got 300 bottles of Ciroc. It was crazy. And when he showed up, I told the DJ, because I had a DJ in the back, I said, listen, when Rick show up, just start playing. These niggas wanna hold me back. These niggas, but don't drop the beat until we walk all the way through the house. When we walk through the house, it's like he had a piccolo. And people was just pissed. And then when he finally got into the studio, Puff was standing on top of the things with the Ciroc. These niggas, boom, nigga, crazy. And then we did 2 Chainz and who else was like? But
there you have it. Jamie Foxx. Puff story parties.
Yeah,
but his parties,
some party shit that they do in the industry. I mean, he ain't talk about no freak off stuff.
Freak off shit, nah.
He's saying that's separate.
Right.
That's only exclusive. That's only exclusive invite.
Right. Yeah, right. Special invite. Facts.
Everybody can get invited to the party that's going where they going to have the cameras out at.
Yeah.
Where they end up let a nigga like Jamie Foxx walk in there with a big camera. Obviously, ain't nothing going on there.
There ain't shit going on, right?
Right, just some normal party stuff. So I could see how that could be. I could see how some of the celebrities. Yeah, I only went to the first party. I never went to the second party. I only got to the party. I never got to the party because there's 2 parties.
Party,
what I'm
party,
saying?
party.
Right, you got the party. Hell yeah, the party. Yeah, that last party.
That's
That's
the
where the
Cass
Punisher.
Diddy
That's
party.
where the Punisher coming out. You know what I mean? What's it, the last and final,
Right, that's the
party
title.
might be
Right,
the
right,
Punisher
right.
might come out. So
Party.
yeah, you never know. Some people might ain't
Yeah,
really didn't make it to that party, so I can see that.
right. Yeah, the Cass Diddy party. Right, right. You said that's the final. That's the final boss level.
That's the yeah, right. That's the party of all parties.
You said when the nigga Punisher come out.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
I don't even know.
That's crazy, bro. He said that nigga Diddy was sitting in the corner with a hijab on and shit, disguising his identity. It's crazy. Can you imagine smashing this nigga in the corner with a hijab on and shit, bro? It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, so I don't even know. I mean, that's what it'll look like on the surface. You know what I mean? Not saying that we know the concrete evidence, but that's just what people, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's different parties, y'all. It's not just one. And sometimes it might be parties happening within the parties that some people don't
Yeah,
even know.
right.
They might
Right,
sneak
like
off to some secret room.
secret rooms
Yeah,
and shit. Yeah,
right.
yeah, like secret basements and tunnels and shit like that. Yeah,
And that's about it.
yeah, secret rooms.
Now that could be at the party that some people just don't have exclusive. You know what I mean?
Access to that,
Some
yeah,
people
that
do.
area.
Yeah, some people have exclusive access and others don't.
Yeah, Ray's boom boom room and shit.
Raise boom. Like on life, huh?
Yeah, right. Ray J's boom boom room and shit.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild
Yeah, that
situation.
shit. Hell yeah. And you got Reggae out here screaming free Diddy and shit. Nah, but he did make a point though, as far as like the shit sounded freaky up in there. The Punisher, the pissing about, like yeah, it's just like a whole freak show in that courtroom, bro.
Bro, I don't believe nothing Ray J says, bro. All of this clout, everything he says and does
Yeah,
is
he
just
clout.
numbers.
Yeah, he
After I
clout.
see him and Orlando basically arguing about who get more numbers than who, and off the stuff they be talking about,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't believe
clout
nothing
shit.
that come from them anymore.
Yeah, it's clout shit.
Cause you gotta think about it. Orlando been making some serious accusations over the years. You mean to tell me he's sitting there arguing about who get more views? Him and Ray J going back and forth, and proud of all the views that they got off the information that Orlando was telling. That's wild, bro. So it was just all about getting views, and those people ain't really do what you said that they did, or what? Which one is it? Oh, it's just a game.
It's a game.
It's a game, cause you gotta think about it. If you up there and you sitting there arguing back and forth with somebody about who getting more views, but the stuff you getting views about is stuff that people supposed to take serious.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you take people serious after that? Like, oh, you just doing it for views.
Yeah, but they saying Atlanta was saying a lot of that weird shit though. Bow Wow got good pussy and all that. Like, yeah, that shit be kind of stupid. That should be stupid. Yo, please make sure y'all hit that like button on this video if you haven't. And Jamie, Diddy gonna come out and finish the job for all that shit you've been saying about him, Jamie. Say no. Oh man. Yeah, hit that make sure y'all hit the shop up, 90dayherbals.com too. You know what I mean?
35% off.
Yep. And then you ain't got to put in no promo code. That's comes off during checkout. So
automatic.
Yeah. Automatic. No static. Automatic. And on that note, man, I don't know, bro. Anything else you want to add to this live stream?
Nope.
Nah.
Basically, everything was said that needed to be said.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all like and share. You know what I'm saying? And those who haven't subscribed, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. And shout out to y'all who've been subscribing. Shout out to y'all who've been watching our Night and Day Cartoon Network too.
Network. Yeah.
You know
Subscribe to that
y'all
too.
go subscribe to that if y'all haven't already. Night and Day Cartoons.
Yeah. A lot of big things about to take place over there. So y'all want to definitely be over there. Yeah. No kids at
Facts.
9 Day Cartoon Network. It's a new wave. It's a new wave. So y'all better go over there and get familiar with it, cause that's about to be a whole nother entity over there. Something major. So go subscribe.
It was like, oh, we ain't see y'all on live in a minute. Yeah, we was busy doing other things.
mean, yeah. Got other businesses, man. Got other things to do. Can't be on live all the time, man. You got other endeavors. You can't, you got to spend time. You got to make time for different endeavors that you into. So, and that's a little gem for y'all. You got to put time in different areas, So, yeah, if y'all ain't see us on live in a while, that's where we've been putting in work. We've been making moves behind the scenes and doing a lot of things. So just watch us work. Just watch us work. That's it. Nothing to brag about. Just watch us work. We take pleasure in work. We take pleasure in our work and the things that we do and how we provide this content for y'all.
And these quality products.
These quality products too, exactly. So we those are the areas that we putting that time into, providing these good products and making sure the content that's on the next level and shit. And other than that, man, that's all we really got to say. Damn, big bro, that's all you had to say.
Right. Facts. We definitely shout out to y'all, man, for the support.
Yeah, definitely. That Pixar shit we doing, that's a whole nother sector over that joint. We didn't create it for ourselves, a lane we created for ourselves. A lot of people's tuned into what we doing, a lot of eyes is watching what we doing. So we maintaining the content over there and staying consistent. We went viral maybe a month and a half ago. Content went viral. Started putting a lot of eyes on what we doing. You know what I mean? A lot of people's watching our content and seeing, so we keeping that consistency going. And we got some big things coming up. So make sure y'all just subscribe over there, man. And
Night and Day Cartoons.
Night and Day Cartoon.
Type that joint.
Type it in the search. Night and Day Cartoon Network. You'll see it. Yeah, I'll see it. Man, I guess we gonna get this weird. Y'all see us live again. But until then, stay tuned, stay locked in. You know what I mean? And we catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Shop now at nightanddayherbals.com and enjoy 35% off all our herbal CBD products. Automatically applied at checkout.